Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm a fisherman, a single dad, and I'm rebuilding my home and my life after some major challenges. I've got ADHD, OCD, arthritis, and recently went through a tough divorce. But I'm still here, fighting back and making progress one step at a time. Proud dad of two amazing daughters. Today I'm diving into a big project, transforming my basement and tackling the challenges that come with it. I am adding a new room and get this, a full bathroom to the basement. That's right, we're talking serious construction folks, but hold on, because this isn't your typical basement reno. We're dealing with some seriously unique challenges, starting with a wall that's, well, completely underground. You heard that right, underground. See, this house is nestled right into a hillside, and it's about as cozy with the rocks and mud as a house can get. And if that wasn't enough, I've got this crazy idea, this dream, to build the biggest, most amazing terrace the Faroe Islands have ever seen. Can you picture it? Sunsets, barbecues, maybe even a little pudding green. The possibilities are endless. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got a lot of ground to cover, literally before we're popping champagne on the terrace. So grab your hard hats and let's get this project started. Okay folks, let's talk basements. Now basements, they're like the underdogs of the house, right? Dark, damp, maybe a little spooky, but not this one. We're gonna take this basement from blah to amazing. The plan is to create a spacious new room, perfect for a home theater, a gym, or maybe even a guest suite. And with a brand new bathroom, it'll be like having a whole other apartment down here. But there's a catch. Remember that whole house built into a hillside thing? Well, it turns out that means no drainage behind the house. Zero, zip, nada. And in a place that gets as much rain as the Faroe Islands, that's a recipe for disaster. So before we can even think about framing walls or picking out bathroom tiles, we've got to address the drainage situation. And trust me, that's going to be a whole lot easier said than done. Now let's talk about this terrace. I'm talking about a terrace so grand, so expansive, that it'll put all other Faroese terraces to shame. Imagine stepping right out from the living room onto this massive outdoor oasis. We're talking comfy seating areas, maybe a fire pit for those chilly Faroes evenings, and of course breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape. It's gonna be epic. But building a terrace of this magnitude on a hillside, that's no walk in the park, my friends. We're talking serious engineering and a whole lot of sweat equity. But hey, nothing worth having comes easy, right? And trust me, this terrace will be worth every ounce of effort. Just imagine the parties, the barbecues, the sheer joy of having the biggest, baddest terrace in the Faroes. It'll be legendary. All right, folks, before we get ahead of ourselves with terrace daydreams, let's talk about the here and now. We've got a lot of prep work to do before we even think about laying the first stone. First things first, we need to tackle that pesky drainage issue. That means bringing in the big guns, excavators, shovels, maybe even a few dynamite sticks. Just kidding, maybe. We need to create a proper drainage system that will channel water away from the house and prevent any future moisture problems. And with all that digging, who knows what we might find? Faroe's history is full of surprises, and this hillside could be hiding anything from ancient Viking artifacts to a lost colony of puffins. Okay, maybe not puffins, but you get the idea. We're about to embark on a journey of discovery, folks, and I'm excited to share every step of the way with you. So buckle up, grab your shovels, figuratively of course, and let's get this show on the road. All right, folks, let's get down to brass tacks. Remember how I said this house has a bit of a drainage issue? Well, issue might be putting it lightly. It's more like a drainage disaster waiting to happen. See, when this place was built, nobody thought about what all that rainwater would do with nowhere to go. It's been slowly seeping into the soil around the foundation, just waiting for the right moment to wreak havoc. And trust me, the last thing we want is a soggy basement and a foundation that crumbles like a stale cookie. So before we can even dream about that awesome new room and bathroom, we gotta address the elephant in the room, or rather, the water under the house. And that, my friends, means bringing in the heavy artillery. Now, I'm all for a good DIY project, but sometimes you gotta call in the pros, and when it comes to moving mountains, or at least a good chunk of this hillside, we need some serious muscle. I'm talking excavators, dump trucks, the whole 9 yards. We gotta dig down deep, all the way to the foundation, and create a proper drainage system that'll channel all that excess water away from the house. Think of it like giving the house a much-needed shower, but instead of soap and water, we're using shovels and gravel. It's gonna be messy, it's gonna be loud, but hey, that's all part of the fun, right? And who knows what we might find buried back there? Maybe some buried treasure or a lost Viking village? Okay, probably not, but a guy can dream, can't he? So we've got the excavator fired up, ready to move some earth, and bam, we hit a snag. Remember how I said this house was built into a hillside? Well, it turns out that hillside is made of some seriously stubborn rock. I'm talking granite, folks, the kind of stuff they carve monuments out of. And our little excavator, well, it's about as effective as a toothpick against a tank. We're talking sparks flying, the excavator groaning, and me wondering if we've bitten off more than we can chew. But hey, setbacks are just opportunities in disguise, right? So, we take a step back, reassess the situation, and come up with a new plan. We're gonna need some bigger tools, a whole lot of patience, and maybe a few prayers to the construction gods. All right, folks, we're back in business. After a bit of head-scratching and some frantic phone calls, we managed to wrangle ourselves a bigger, badder excavator. This thing is a beast. It's got more horsepower than a rodeo bull and can move rocks that'd make a sumo wrestler sweat. We're talking serious demolition power here, and I gotta admit, I'm a little giddy just watching it work its magic. The operator took a long time with that machine. He absolutely knew he had hourly pay. It was IL'd and noisy, folks, a symphony of diesel engines and hydraulics, and slowly making progress. The drainage ditch is taking shape, and the dream of a dry, functional basement is starting to feel within reach. Now, while we're busy digging up the backyard, I gotta share something with you. You see, this patch of land, it holds a special place in my heart. It's not just rocks and dirt back here, it's a little piece of family history. For years, this hillside served as a kind of pet cemetery. Our beloved family dog, a couple of mischievous rabbits, even a few hamsters who escaped their cages a little too early, they're all laid to rest back here. So, as we're digging, we're doing it with care and respect, knowing that we're unearthing more than just soil. It's a reminder that this project is about more than just bricks and mortar. It's about honoring the past while building for the future. And that's a responsibility I don't take lightly. We're creating something new, something beautiful, but we're doing it with a nod to the memories that came before. Now, digging up a pet cemetery might seem a little unnerving to some folks, and I'll admit, it gave me pause too. There's a certain sanctity to these places, a quiet dignity that deserves respect. But life, like construction, often requires us to move things around, to reshape the landscape, both literally and figuratively. And as we carefully sifted through the soil, I couldn't help but be flooded with memories. I remembered the day we buried our old mixed collie, Leica. She was a good dog, loyal to a fault, with a tail that could wag a symphony. We dug his grave ourselves back then, me and my brother, tears mixing with sweat as we lowered him into the earth. And then there was Ninus, the rabbit. She belonged to me, a ball of white fur with a twitchy nose and an insatiable appetite for dandelions. Ninus was a master escape artist, always finding her way out of her hutch, much to our delight and our parents' consternation. We'd spend hours chasing her around the backyard, her little white tail bobbing in and out of the bushes, our laughter echoing through the air. She was a free spirit, that rabbit, and even in her passing she brought us a sense of joy and wonder. I remember the day we found her, curled up peacefully under the apple tree. She'd lived a good life, filled with dandelions and daring escapes, and we buried her there, under the shade of the tree, with a little ceremony befitting a furry queen. It wasn't all fluffy bunnies and loyal dogs, though. This hillside holds some less than innocent memories, too. You see, tucked away against the hillside, right where we're digging now, there used to be an old cabin. It wasn't much to look at, just a ramshackle wooden structure with a leaky roof and a musty smell. But to us kids, it was a fortress of solitude, a secret hideaway from the grown-up world. We'd spend hours in there, telling stories, playing games, and getting up to all sorts of mischief. And I'll confess, It was in that old cabin under the watchful eyes of a chipped porcelain doll and a dusty stack of Life magazines that I snuck my first cigarette. I must have been 7 or 8 years old, all bravado and stolen matches. It's funny how these things come back to you, sparked by the rumble of an excavator and the scent of freshly turned earth. As we dug, we unearthed more than just memories. We came across old toys, rusted tools, a chipped teacup that probably belonged to my grandmother, each object a tiny thread in the rich tapestry of this place, a reminder that life, like this hillside, is built on layers upon layers of experiences. We didn't find any bones, not a single skeletal reminder of the pets we'd laid to rest all those years ago. And you know what? That brought me a strange sense of peace. It's like the earth had absorbed them, their physical forms returning to the cycle of nature, leaving behind only the echoes of their love and companionship. Section 5. Honoring the past, building the future. As the excavator roared and the dust settled, I took a moment to myself, standing there on that hillside, surrounded by the ghosts of laughter and the whispers of the past. It felt good, knowing that this project, this transformation, wasn't erasing the past but building upon it. The new room, the bathroom, that amazing terrace, they weren't just additions, they were continuations. Each swing of the hammer, each pour of concrete, a testament to the enduring spirit of this place, this family. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, I knew that this project was about more than just adding square footage. It was about creating a space where new memories could be made, new stories told, all while honoring the legacy of those who came before. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got a long way to go before we're sipping lemonade on that terrace. The drainage system is just the first step. We've got to pour foundations, frame walls, and let's not forget about plumbing. Trust me, installing a bathroom in a basement built into a hillside is a whole other adventure. So stay tuned, folks, because this ride is just getting started. Next time, we'll dive deeper into the nitty-gritty of drainage, and maybe, just maybe, we'll even start seeing some walls go up. Until then, keep on building, keep on dreaming, and remember, it's all about building the life you love, one brick, one memory, one terrace at a time. So remember that old cabin I mentioned? The one that used to occupy this very spot where we're digging? Well, as it turns out, the demolition crew didn't quite do a thorough job all those years ago. I guess some things just like to hold on to their little piece of earth, even if it's just a jumble of rotting timbers and rusty nails. It's funny how these things resurface, like ghosts from the past coming back to say hello. I'm holding a piece of wood now, salvaged from the wreckage. It's rough to the touch, worn smooth by time and weather. You can almost smell the history in it, the faint scent of pine needles and wood smoke. It takes me back, way back. This cabin, it wasn't much to look at, but to a kid growing up in the Faroes, it was pure magic. It was our own little world, hidden away from the prying eyes of parents and teachers. We'd spend hours in there, spinning yarns, playing cards by candlelight, pretending we were pirates or explorers or whatever heroes captured our imaginations that day. It was our fortress of solitude, our escape pod from the mundane. And yeah, alright, I'll admit it, it was also the scene of some less than savory activities. This was our smoking lounge, our secret speakeasy where we'd sneak sips of our dad's beer and pretend to be all grown up. Looking back, it was pretty tame stuff, but at the time it felt dangerous, exciting, like we were living on the edge of the world. It's amazing what you find when you start digging around in the past. Along with the splintered wood and rusty nails, we unearthed a treasure trove of forgotten relics. And then, buried deep beneath a pile of rotting floorboards, I hit pay dirt, a vinyl record. Not just any record, mind you, but a copy from Elvis in Memphis, my dad's favorite singer back in the day. I can still picture him, swaying to the music, with that Elvis haircut and a goofy grin plastered across his face. It's funny how these little things, these fragments of forgotten lives, can hold so much power. Standing there, amidst the rubble of my childhood, I couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness. The cabin, for all its flaws and faded glory, was a tangible link to a simpler time, a time of carefree laughter and boundless imagination. It's gone now, reduced to a pile of debris and forgotten dreams, but the memories, those will linger long after the last nail has been pulled and the earth has been filled in. They're etched in my mind, as permanent as the foundation stones upon which this house was built. I see my Teo older brother, their faces lit by the flickering flames of our campfire. I hear the sound of my dad's shoes and telling me to be quiet as he chasing me. I feel the warmth of the sun on my face, the wind in my hair, the freedom of a childhood spent exploring the hidden corners of this island. Part of me wants to cling to those memories, to recreate that sense of wonder and possibility that seemed so effortless back then, but I know that's not possible. We can't rewind the clock, no matter how much we might wish we could. The past is gone, and all that's left are the echoes. But maybe that's okay. Maybe the best way to honor the past is to build something new, something beautiful, on the foundations it provided. The cabin may be gone, but the spirit of adventure, of creativity, of family, that it embodied, that's still here, woven into the very fabric of this place. And as we move forward with this project, I carry those memories with me, a reminder that the most important things in life, those can't be bulldozed or buried or forgotten, they endure. You know, as I stand here watching this excavator tear into the earth where that old cabin stood, it's like I'm a kid again. Not just any kid, mind you, but a scummy little 7-year-old with a mischievous glint in his eye and a pack of illicit cigarettes tucked in his pocket. Don't judge, all right? It was a different time back then. We didn't know any better. We thought we were cool, sneaking off to that ramshackle cabin, puffing away like miniature chimney stacks. We thought we were invincible, masters of our own tiny universe. The world outside with its rules and responsibilities seemed a million miles away. It was just us, that dusty cabin, and the sweet, forbidden taste of freedom. The funny thing is, I don't even think I enjoyed smoking back then. The cigarettes tasted awful, like burning leaves and cough drops. My throat would scratch, my eyes would water, and I'm pretty sure I spent more time trying not to cough than actually inhaling. But there was something about the act itself, the ritual of it, that drew me in. Maybe it was the rebellion, the defiance of sneaking something past the grown-ups. Maybe it was the camaraderie, the shared secret between me and my partner in crime, my older brother. Or maybe, just maybe, it was the simple allure of the forbidden fruit. Whatever the reason, that old cabin became our sanctuary, our haven for all things illicit and exciting. It's hard to explain to people nowadays, especially kids, what it was like growing up back then. There was a different kind of freedom, a sense of adventure that's hard to come by in this age of smartphones and constant supervision. We roamed free, exploring the island from top to bottom, building forts in the woods, swimming in the icy ocean, and generally getting up to no good. Sure, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. We got into our fair share of scrapes and bruises. And I'm pretty sure my mom aged a decade every summer just trying to keep track of us. But there was a certain magic to it, a sense of wonder that I wouldn't trade for the world. We were making our own fun, creating our own adventures, and the only limit was our imagination. It's strange, you know, how these memories come flooding back, triggered by the simplest things. The smell of damp earth, the sound of a hammer blow, the sight of a rusty nail half buried in the dirt. It's like the earth itself is whispering its secrets, sharing its stories with those who know how to listen. As I watch the excavator claw its way through the remnants of the cabin, I can almost hear the echoes of laughter, the murmur of whispered secrets, the faint strains of music drifting through the trees. They're just whispers now, faint echoes of a time long gone. But they're a part of this place, a part of me, and no amount of digging can erase them entirely. It's funny how life works, isn't it? How we build things up, tear them down, and build again, just like this cabin. It served its purpose, gave us a place to play, to dream, to test the boundaries of our world. But nothing lasts forever, not even childhood dreams and ramshackle cabins. And now, it's time for something new to rise from the ashes, something bigger, bolder, more in tune with the people we've become. I'm not trying to erase the past, not at all. Those memories, those experiences, they shaped me, made me who I am today. But I'm also not afraid to let go, to embrace the future and all the possibilities it holds. Just like this hillside, we're constantly evolving, transforming, growing into something new and exciting. So, as we clear away the debris, as we lay the groundwork for this new chapter, I do so with a heart full of gratitude. Gratitude for the memories, for the lessons learned, for the laughter and the tears that have seeped into this soil over the years. This new room, this bathroom, this grand terrace, they're not just additions to a house. They're a testament to the enduring power of family, the importance of honoring the past while embracing the future. They're a symbol of growth, of transformation, of the constant evolution that is life itself. And as I stand here watching the sun dip below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, I'm filled with a sense of peace, of anticipation, of excitement for what the future holds. Because I know that no matter what we build here, no matter how much things change, the spirit of this place, the spirit of family, the spirit of adventure, that will never fade. It's woven into the very fabric of this land, and it's here to stay. All right, folks, with the drainage situation sorted and the ghosts of cabins past laid to rest, it's time to talk about the future. And the future, my friends, is looking mighty fine. Remember that crazy dream I mentioned? The one about building the biggest, baddest terrace the Faroe Islands have ever seen? Well, get ready, because that dream is about to become a reality. We're talking epic proportions here, folks. This terrace is going to span the entire back of the house, creating a seamless flow from indoor to outdoor living. Imagine stepping right out of your living room onto this massive expanse of pristine decking, the salty air in your hair, the sound of the waves crashing against the cliffs in the distance. It's going to be glorious. But before we break out the champagne and party lights, we've got some serious work to do. Building a terrace of this magnitude on a hillside, well, let's just say it takes a little more than a few bags of concrete and a couple of weekends. Now, I'm all for taking risks, but when it comes to building a structure that's literally hanging off the side of a mountain, I'm a firm believer in doing things right. That means starting with a rock-solid foundation, both literally and figuratively. We're talking steel beams, reinforced concrete, and enough engineering calculations to make your head spin. Remember that stubborn bedrock we encountered earlier? Well, it's about to become our best friend. We're going to anchor those steel beams deep into the rock, creating a base that's as sturdy as the Faroes Cliffs themselves. This terrace isn't going anywhere, folks, not even in a hurricane-force wind. And trust me, when you live in a place that gets as much wind and rain as the Faroe Islands, that's a very good thing. Building on a hillside presents some unique challenges, but it also offers some incredible opportunities. For starters, the views are going to be absolutely breathtaking. We've got to work with the natural contours of the land, creating a terrace that blends seamlessly with its surroundings. That means incorporating different levels, retaining walls, and maybe even a few strategically placed boulders to add some visual interest. We're not just building a terrace here, folks, we're creating an outdoor living space that's both functional and beautiful. A true extension of the home itself. It's going to be a masterpiece, a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of the human spirit. Right now, it might just look like a jumble of dirt, rocks, and steel beams. But trust me, folks, I can already see it taking shape. Those steel beams, they're going to support a massive deck crafted from beautiful, durable hardwood. That concrete being poured, that's the base for a stunning outdoor fireplace, perfect for those chilly Faroes evenings. And that pile of rocks? Well, those are going to be transformed into a cascading water feature, adding a touch of tranquility and serenity to the space. It's all coming together, piece by piece, like a giant jigsaw puzzle. And I'm not gonna lie, folks, it's pretty darn exciting. This terrace, it's more than just a place to grill burgers and soak up the sun. It's a symbol of everything I love about this island, about this life. It's about connecting with nature, about embracing the outdoors, about creating a space where family and friends can come together and make memories that will last a lifetime. It's about building something beautiful, something lasting, something that will bring joy for generations to come. And as I stand here, watching the sun slowly sink below the horizon, casting long shadows across the water, I can't help but feel a sense of gratitude. Gratitude for this incredible opportunity, and the funniest part is, I am only going to get help from one friend to get this vision to life, and for the chance to share this journey with all of you. Stay tuned, folks, because the best is yet to come. If you want to join me through this journey and see how I am going to build the inside and out, step by step, then please push the like button and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of this epic build. Another episode down, and we're well on our way to transforming this basement and creating the most epic terrace the Faroe Islands have ever seen. Who knew digging a drainage ditch and reminiscing about a childhood cabin could be so exhausting yet so rewarding? From unearthing memories and a few rusty relics to grappling with stubborn bedrock, it's been a wild ride so far. But hey, that's what happens when you tackle a project of this scale. You uncover more than just dirt and rocks. You unearth a whole lot of heart and soul along the way. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good dose of nostalgia mixed in with their construction dust? It's all part of the journey, folks, a testament to the fact that even the grandest visions start with a single step, a single swing of the hammer, a single scoop of dirt. We've tackled some major milestones already. That drainage system, it's in place and ready to handle whatever Mother Nature throws our way. No more soggy basements or flooded dreams. And that terrace, let's just say those foundations are going to make the Rock of Gibraltar look like a sandcastle. We're talking solid, folks, built to withstand the test of time, and the occasional Faroese gale. I can already picture it now, sipping coffee on that terrace, watching the sunrise over the ocean, the crisp morning air filling my lungs. Ah, bliss. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We've still got walls to frame, plumbing to install, and a whole lot of decking to lay down before we're kicking back and enjoying those panoramic views. But that's the beauty of it all, isn't it? The journey is just as important as the destination. It's about the sweat, the problem solving, the shared moments of triumph, and maybe a few choice words when things don't go according to plan. So what's next for this epic basement and terrace transformation? Well, grab your hard hats and get ready for some serious construction action. In the next episode, we're diving headfirst into framing those basement walls, bringing in the big guns, power tools that is, to create a space that's both functional and stylish. We'll be tackling plumbing, wiring, and maybe even a little bit of drywall if we're feeling ambitious. And of course, we'll be making some serious headway on that terrace, transforming it from a concrete slab into a breathtaking outdoor oasis. Think of it as a crash course in hillside construction Faroese style. You won't want to miss it. As always, folks, thanks for joining me on this incredible adventure. I hope you're feeling inspired to tackle those home improvement projects you've been putting off. Remember, anything is possible with a little bit of grit, a whole lot of determination, and maybe a trusty excavator by your side. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of this epic build. And as always, feel free to share your thoughts, questions, and construction war stories in the comments below. Until next time, keep on building, keep on dreaming, and keep on creating the life you love, one project at a time. See you soon.